Hey, what's up everyone? Sean Count Blaggerth here today with a discussion video. This is something I have discussed before, and quite frankly, I feel like I need to talk about it again, which is kind of sad that I do. But I'm gonna go deeper into not only my thoughts on downloading and why I feel like there's a lot of lame justifications for it, but why the purchase of an album is extremely important. So first of all, let's talk about the music industry and how it works, and this is going to be a rude awakening to some of you. If you don't buy CDs or even pay for a download of your favorite band, and they break up or they don't tour in your area like they used to, you have absolutely no right to complain about them not being there anymore. I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's people like you where it's 9 times out of 10 the reason why the music industry beats bands down into the ground to the point where most of them give up. Alright, now let's talk about this. A lot of people give me a lot of different reasons as to why they download. And some of them I feel like are, pretty damn good reasons, especially people that live in other countries that are extremely poor and they don't even really have access to a place where you could purchase music. Some, even in the Middle East, a lot of people can't even purchase albums, or rock music and especially metal is illegal over there. So for starters, I understand that, and that's fine. And if you're in a similar situation, that's fine. Younger kids, if you don't have a job or your parents won't give you money for it, then that's fine. But I'm talking to people that do have the money for other things that are pretty much unneeded, and then they go and they pick to buy those things over supporting their favorite artist. Now, what I'm about to say doesn't apply to a lot of other genres out there. It mostly applies to metal, and I'm not saying this is how it is with every label. Some of them, the offers that they make is, we'll print you CDs and then I'll give you 20% of them, for example, and you sell them for 100% profit, and then we sell the rest of it. That's how some of them work. Some of them, they pay for the art, etc., etc. Now, this is how it is when it comes to the more major labels in music. A band gets a loan. The label will approach the band and say, hey, we want you to record us an album. They're like, great. They'll say, here's your budget. And let's say the budget, for example, is $200,000. Just a total BS number I just pulled out of my ass. That's for a decent sized band that just joined a new label, for example. Let's say they were on Metal Blade and they moved to Century Media. For the sake of argument, I don't know if that's the deal that they make, but this is what I know based on other labels that I'm not going to mention. They will say, like, hey, we want you to record us an album. And they'll be like, great, and they'll give them the money. So what they'll do is they'll write the album and record it. Now this loan, the money that they gave them, is a loan. So what they have to do is they have to pay back the recording cost, the cost of mixing and mastering. Any instruments that they had to buy using that money, they have to pay back. That's a big part of it too, is a lot of bands, if they're not endorsed, and they want to get that really good sound out of their music, they buy new instruments using that money. So they have that they have to pay back to the label. They have the expense of artwork, which is expensive. The layout of the album, which is expensive. When it comes down to it, everything that they do is pretty much in increments of thousands. And it doesn't take long for this band to eat up that money that quickly, and that also includes the promotion of the album. That includes the PR with reviews, hiring someone to spread the promo copy of it out there for the world to hear beforehand, for the press to hear, so they can then in turn give publicity to the album, be it good or bad. Hopefully it's good. Now, that costs money. And then of course you have the ads online that will cost money, or if they print them in a magazine, that will cost money. It takes a lot of money to make this happen. And in order to pay this back, the way that they do it is through album sales. It's not like the band will pay them. They will sometimes, but 9 times out of 10, it's through album sales. And now let's discuss what happens and why it happens with album sales. For one, this is a big argument I hear most of the time. And this is one that just pisses me off so much. So much. Nothing just, it pisses me off more than to hear, well, the band doesn't get that much money. I've seen royalty checks from Trivium. They only got $1.25. They're not getting anything from my purchase, so why should I give the label that? Well, you're helping pay the label back. You're helping the band. Sure, the band isn't getting your money, but you know what happens? They're able to pay that loan back so they can then continue as a band and progress as a band on that label. If you don't do that, they're not going to do that. It's a two-way street, people. That's just an argument that pisses me off. And now, what happens with the sales is the sales figures will come in. And if they're good enough, you know what will happen? They'll go on tour. And you can go see them and then give them your money directly through buying a t-shirt or what have you. A lot of people say that's the only way that they'll support a band, or that's really the only true way to support. But in reality, you're not going to get to see that band live because the album didn't sell. It doesn't matter if the band has over 10,000 downloads, but only 3,000 sales. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters to the label is if they get their money back. And then there's another argument that just pisses me off. And that is, music is art, and you shouldn't put a price on art. Now, this is true. Music is art. Should you put a price on it? It's up to the individual. If the band makes the music because they love it, and then a label comes in and offers them this recording contract, and this is what they love to do, they're obviously going to do that. If people need to survive on this planet, this isn't just something that bands do for fun. It is something they do for fun, but at the end of the day, when you have these bigger label bands, they're on these more major metal labels, they're starting to make money, and they're starting to be able to pay their bills with it. And then some douchebag comes along and says, this is mine. I don't need to pay for it. They're not getting any money from the label. This is art. Why should I put price on art? Why should I pay money for art? You pay money for any other service you get out there. You pay money to go to the movies. You pay, or some people do still, a lot of people just download the movie instead of going to the movie theater and having the experience of seeing it the way it was meant to be seen. You will pay for services, be it getting a suit dry cleaned. You'll pay for that. You'll pay for any other service that exists out there. You will pay for someone. Little do you realize, when you go to a grocery store, part of that cost is paying for that person that checks you out. That person that scans your items, you're paying for. That person is giving you a service. They're providing you a service. You pay for everything that is a service. Music is entertainment. It is art, but it is also entertainment. And why would you be able to say, well, I'll pay money for this thing, but I won't pay money for this because I can get it for free? And then you are super sad and you're bummed that your favorite band is no longer making music, but in all reality, the reason why they're not is they are not getting the label support that they need and deserve. That is what it comes down to. A lot of people hate record labels, but you need to realize you need to respect them, because they are what makes this metal community stick together and what makes it so you can even hear the music. If, let's say, Black Dahlia Murder got dropped by Metal Blade because of poor album sales, I'm using them as an example, and they were to do an album independently, a lot of people would know about it. They have over 1 million likes on Facebook. A lot of people would know about it. But a lot of people wouldn't be able to go and find it in a store. A lot of people wouldn't. There's still people that don't like to order online because they're a little sketched out by it, which is understandable. There's a lot of scammers. So therefore, a lot of people won't really pay for that album, and then it's going to drop down. Is the album going to get the press that it deserves? 9 times out of 10, absolutely not. You've got to factor in the distribution and all of that. Even putting it on iTunes isn't free. And a lot of people say, well, just put it up on there. It's not free. Bandcamp only has a certain download limit. So if this band is popular, they would have to pay to have more downloads available. Do you guys get what I'm saying? It just drives me insane to see this. Dude, what the hell are you doing here, man? It's me, your cousin Uncle Jim. How the hell are you? I know your cousin Uncle Jim. What are you... I don't want to see you. Well, I figured I'd stop in and see how you doing. The hell you doing over there? Well, I'm discussing the reasons why people download and why they're pretty much lame, and how I feel like you should buy music to help support the artist that you supposedly love and care about so much. I ain't got no problem with it. I download all the time. I download my Panteras, my Skinnards, good old-fashioned Skinnard. I mean, I just ain't got the money for it. And you know, I think I'm supporting them just by listening. If I was in a band, I'd be happy people are listening. But don't you buy cigarettes, beer, don't you? Couldn't you take that money that you spend on your vices and then, you know, take that money and spend it on the band? I could. Well, I mean, I gotta get me drunk. I gotta get my oral fixation, know what I mean? I gotta get me all that. Plus, I mean, God didn't want us a torrent. He wanted to create the pirate bay, you know what I'm saying? No. Get out! Go! Just get out! Damn it! Fine. Be that way. I'll see you later. Gotta get me some more beer, and I'm going mutton. Oh God, I hate my cousin Uncle Jim. Alright guys, here's what it comes down to. If you love the band as much as you say, you will continue to support them. If you don't, then I don't know what to say. You shouldn't complain when your favorite band calls it quits. You shouldn't complain that your favorite band doesn't tour in your area and that you'll never see them live. You have no right to complain about that if you don't have the decency to help support the band that provide you with a service of entertainment and music for you to listen to. It's not cheap to make. It's not free to make. And it's not free to record for your enjoyment. And that's all I have to say, guys. I'm done with this video. Let me know what you have to think about this. Do you agree with me or not? If so, why or why not? And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.